Hello, my hosts, and welcome to another Minecraft stream. Today, we are continuing with our efforts to make our hole bigger and drill down, preparing our perimeter for the wonders of Minecraft witch mining. So let's get into that right now. Hi, Azure. All right. Just waiting on the sponge. Excellent. Let's clear that up. What's the time? Oh. Got another one. Oh. My titles are never sus. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, we're definitely going to have to put... Hi, Snowy! Yeah. How's my day been going? My day's been going quite well. Got a bit more script written. Did a little bit of paperwork to just check on stuff and more research. So things have been going pretty well. It's been getting a bit chilly recently and I should get some air in myself. So I've been trying to warm up. And I think I'm almost completely over my cold now. Most of the symptoms are going away, so that is good to notice. All right. There we go. Get some air into us again. Hello, Bleak. I'm going pretty well and hope you're going well as well. Okay, that's closed off and we can start working on removing water now. Just rearrange things. Stand in place. I think I've been using the whole routine of going for the tallest spot and it seems to be working fine. Back with 60 litres of water? That's quite a lot of water. Alright. That's going down? No, it's not. Oh. Ah. That's one of those classic, if you hear hoofbeats, think if you see hoof prints, think horses, not zebras. Just going by the idea of it's more likely that a hole at a beach is somebody digging into it rather than an asteroid collision. Although asteroid collisions do happen. Although, should always make sure you don't dig a hole too deep at a beach. Not only because you could dig too deep and too greedily, and we all know how that turns out, but if you're not careful, you can get yourself into a situation where you'll have a hole that will collapse in on you and bury you underground. So you should be careful and never dig deeper than your hips, I think was the rule I heard. Alright. Of course, I am digging much deeper than my hips, and this needs to be closed off as well. Not seeing any pink there. On you, Havoc. We are going quite well. I think I can get away with putting the boundary here. Oops. There we go. There. You're waiting for 10 kilos of rice and you've got 60 litres of water. It's enough to boil up that rice and a lot more. No, I was calling New Haven New Havoc. Oh yes, I did call you New Havoc. Sorry. Haven and Havoc are quite the opposite of things. Yeah. Oh! Let's get some air into me. Why is this still so bright outside? All right. There we go. Yep. Ah. Ah. Makes a lot of sense. Yep, let's grab that before it vanishes off into the far distance. Ah. Ah. Ah, I see. Learn a new thing every day. Ah, now it's getting dark. Cool. All right. Also, when the version updates, I'm probably going to get hold of a friendly ghast. So I could fly it around and take care of all of the extra railroads in the United States use electric locomotives. That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah. Now we get there. Where should we stick this to? Further remove water there. Okay. Where? Your country has only one railway? Ours has multiple, and it's kind of a problem. Because there are separate rail networks on different gauges which are incompatible, which is kind of inefficient. All right, go over here, I guess. All right. Now, there. Yeah. Inefficiency unacceptable, yeah. Four-hour Amtrak, all of it. Act as duopolies, yeah. That's also inefficient in its way. But at least they're all running on standard gauge. Except for sort of like tiny little tourist railroads that run on narrow gauge. There it goes. They're mostly sort of historical things. All right. It goes up. Now, continue. Going down here. All right. Oh, talking about trains and such what, I recently learnt that the words, I mean, obviously the words car and carriage come from the same place, but they all derive from sort of like an ancient word for a carriage. But we also, from that word, we derive the word cargo, which seems obvious because cargo is what you put on a carriage. And charge actually comes from that same root as well. Basically, it meant to load a carriage. And from that, we got to load a firearm. as you would charge a firearm and you discharge a firearm, and then it got broadened out to mean sort of all the other ways we use charge, as in electrical charge, because it's something that gets loaded into a circuit, and monetary charge, as in it's a load you take on as you get loaded up with debt. So, all right. This keeps respawning. I'm going to have to cut it in half. Let's go back like that. I'm stuck. There's a lot of peaceful terms. Not a problem. All right. I'll throw this sand back. This sponge back in here, and then I'll attack it with some. Then I'll attack it with some sand. All right. Now we'll get you there. I'm going to unload my inventory at some point as well. Yeah. Yep. That's right. Fill this up as well. Having a lot of fun. The idea is also further reduce its sort of respawning problems. It's fortunately really deep here. Okay. There. Now, we'll do this. Yeah. What I find amazing is that would it surprise you that receipt and that makes a lot of sense. I like it when things sort of like sort of slot into place and make a nice sort of pattern of ideas. Yeah, all right. That goes in there. Let's swap that into there as well. Or go back. Dodging that. Start draining this out. That's better. Now we can make some progress. Or would make some progress if we used dry sponges rather than wet ones. Come on. There's the there's a top bit there. Okay. Oh, that took away quite a lot of water. Excellent, that's what we want to see. And over here as well. This sponge came from a single ocean monument. I just was... Yeah. And actually, this is not all the sponge from that ocean monument. I've lost some on the way. Unfortunately. Oop. There it goes. I have been thinking of hitting up another ocean monument to get a little bit more to sort of speed up these operations. Yeah. Yep, that's exactly the strategy I took with the Mimo Ocean Monument. Because it's a lot easier when you're not randomly getting hit by mining fatigue. All right. Yeah. Hey, Lord Lex. All right. Oh, that's a pity. I was a great fan of cartoons as a kid and haven't really grown out of it. I mean, I continue to be sort of like a cartoon as an adult. Ah. All right. Yeah. Oh. Oops. Ah. Oh yeah, the change in Thomas the Tank Engine's been rather dramatic. Especially when they went from doing it as model trains and then into 3D animation. Okay. Let's get rid of some of this junk. Hold on. There. And the coal can go in the coal hole. Ah. You're not the first person to think that's cute. Yeah, I did hear that. In England and why did I come back here when I haven't got the things done yet? In England and Australia, it was the guy from the Beatles. Which one? Ringo Starr. Yes. Right. There we go. Yeah. I always find it funny that Ringo in Japanese means apple. And the Beatles music company is Apple Music. Which is also why, for a very long time, anything music related done by Apple was under the Macintosh label. So they would avoid trademark disputes. There we go. Have I stretched yet? No, I haven't. Let me pause the game and do that. Alright, let's do my stretches. Talking about apples, while I was doing my stretches, I snuck out of my room and grabbed an apple. So we will have that as a healthy snack. There we go. Oh, that's... Fill that in. Continue removing water from this section. Ooh, I see some iron that I can grab. Always like a bit of iron. Sort of opposite of anemia. Whoops. There he goes. That one there. Alright. All dried out. Oh, except for that spot. I'll fix that single spot with a bit of alright. Ah. Some milk as well. Hi, Pie! Okay, I've got all the other stuff here, and I'm going to swim up to the top of this. Plug this up. And there, I'm doing quite well. Alright. Right down there. got to get out of here now. All right. Coffee or not? As in a lifestyle choice, or as in right now? That's all loaded up. Load up that one as well. How are we with our mission tryout? Still got that thing to tackle. Oh, everybody has their different tastes. Hmm. Hazelnut chocolate. Yeah, there are also depends very much on the type of coffee that you have. When you yeah, I went through a lot of different coffees and other caffeine sources while I was at uni. Kind of frightened me. Oh no. Before we head out, we probably should rest for a little bit. All right. Uh, it goes. Uh, uh, that. Oh, come on. Settle on that. Yeah. Yes, I do know of that song. Uh, it is kind of awesome. Yeah, it's very catchy and very camp. Also, it reminds me of the song about Rasputin. And Night Flight to Venus. Ah. Yeah. Where did that sponge go? Oh, there it is. Ah. Uh, all right. Disco was... I mean, lots of people said bad things about Disco at the time, but looking back at it, it was quite awesome. Alright. Ah. Yeah. Like, they claim the reason... They seem to try and make out the reason why he wasn't dead from being fed all the poisonous food was because he was some sort of inhuman devil, but I suspect the real reason he survived all the food was they were really shit at poisoning people. Because they were sort of... Oh, whoops. Upper crusty, useless noble types. Alright. We are getting through that pretty effectively. Let's get another thing of that. And I just realised we're not flying our rockets at the moment. Oh, flying our machines, so we could actually have... Oh. Yeah. I just realised we need to get that repaired. And so what we can do is wait until these both get cooked. And we can break these up, and that will drop XP, and that will be able to allow us to repair stuff. All right. Make sure there's nothing... Yeah, there's nothing in there. And... finished. Everything's fully repaired. Excellent. Where is my... Oh, there it is. My furnace. Ah. Yep. All right, that's loaded up. Got some more extra coal there. We're fully repaired. Okay, let's go. There we go. Yeah. Well, it's part of the thing. Other people would argue that the economic circumstances helped bring it along as well, but often things are caused by a combination of events rather than one single thing. All right. There we go. depths. Like that. Oops. Suppose over there? Good. Again. Like that. Quickly. Got the one. Things always seem deeper when they're underwater. So just a little bit left there. Alright, we can take this away then. Yeah. That goes. Up. Go like that. Ah. Yeah. All right. In what way did you forget how water pressure worked? All right. Do remember, I'm just remembering when Dad was leveling something. One way he would do it, he had a large tube full of water, like a pipe, that was transparent. And he filled it up so it was at the level he needed. And then he raised it up and marked it off on each point, going around the site, so everything had the same level because the water would balance out to the same level. Oh, oh, is this something? Oh, this... No, it doesn't connect out. Cool. So I'm going to have to sand this out as well. I can't see what I'm doing. There it is. Okay. There. All right. Yeah. Yeah. It's often, I mean, the thing about people, we like a sort of easy, simple to understand story. But it's often complex and multifactorial. Like the... idea of the mandate of heaven, which is that in Chinese history, the gods would show that the emperors lost the mandate of heaven, i.e. the support of the gods, by sending famines and earthquakes and natural disasters, which would cause rebellions and result in the overthrow of the emperor. But if you think about it in another way, it could be that the natural disasters and the famines is what's caused the political instability, which in turn causes the imperial reign to collapse. Yeah. All right. And oh, there we go. Some who would argue that the CCP is just another Imperium. All of them had the same height but different width. Ah. It goes... and we land. I think sometimes that's why we are attracted to things like games. Because in games, all of that complexity can be sort of distilled down into a simplified system. All right. That's a lot quicker. Because even though Minecraft is pretty complex, its physics are totally understandable and exploitable. You probably don't want to reveal that to the public. All right. Oh, there. All right. I'm just... wait. Mostly because I've worked in security before, I'm quite vigilant about people. Giving away data, and I'm distracted, and did anybody see where my sponge went? Did it get drawn down there? Washed out through here. So, down here somewhere. It's really pleasant. It's going to be a pity when we blow it all up. No. Yeah. Okay. Should have 18 sponges, and we have 17 at the moment, which means I went and misplaced one somehow. Yeah, I saw that. I saw the axolotl. We've collected a few of them, which is good for sort of peace. Up on the surface. Okay. I think we gotta... We're going to have to... Except we're now down to 17 sponges, which is a pity unless we can... hold on. There it is, found it. Yeah, they are neat like that. I suppose because they don't have complex organs. So, tearing them apart doesn't kill them. I do like how they sort of basically maximize their surface area for creating a whole lot of voids. What? I did not know that. All right. But it makes sense. I mean, is a biofilm a colonial organism or not? Because it, in a way, acts a bit like a column. There we go. Stretch time coming. Yes. See that? Let's do stretchers while we're in the nether. I'll just nerd pole up on my sponges and do stretchers. All right. Yeah, that bike was very loud and very annoying. Especially if you could hear it all the way over there in internet land. All right, just got a little bit more of the water to remove. There we go. Look like space. They do. I am quite fascinated about how those things work, because I know that each sort of segment is technically a separate creature. All right, and got one last one. Done. Okay. If I recall correctly, this... I think we can remove that now, because that was just there temporarily. Let's check. No water pours out. Excellent. So, love the effect that sort of like... Hold on. Of the sand sort of like rippling up as it starts to fall. Let's watch this one. Very pleasing. All right, on it. All right. And same thing here. Or, yep. Very nice. And we'll continue. If it can't handle it. Yeah. It's because it's like all of the events getting queued up and having to be done for the next frame can commence. Alright, oops. Oh, we can do it this way. It's probably easier. Ah. The performance mods are pretty good. The only ones I really worry about are ones that change how some of the mechanics work. There it goes. Oops. Oh, that does actually contain water, so I'll fill that in. Not with... Good. Alright. When I said fill it in, I meant with sand, not sponge. Alright, now we can probably launch the things. And so I did my 1 hour stretch. There it goes. Yeah. Any mod that sort of affects the chain, affects the game balance is a little bit of an issue. All right. And I'll start on that. I should start going back and getting myself new area of dryness. All right. Yeah, it's real neat. Oops. Other all this bits of weirdness here, which we can close off. Uh, uh, let's go on that. All right. So there. Oh, we're almost at the bottom. So a bit of sand. Let's see how well we can fly out of this little crack. Real well. Alright, let's get into the bed. Think about and while we've done that, we've exposed more water. Hello, hello, hello. What have we got here? Oh. Another monstrous cave behind that. Also some... just nab the iron while we're here. Okay, that's blocked off. Oh. This comes up all the way to the surface. Alright, we're going to have to go down, I guess. Alright. At least it's not respawning, which is always a positive sign. Oh. What have we got here? Spot there. Alright. Even though it's nice to put them on shelves, it makes it hard to recover, so I will keep that in mind. Although it does make where the sponge is. I want to get away from the edge. Just wait out here for a while. While that comes in. They say cool guys don't look at explosions, but one of the reasons why you don't look at explosions is it makes it very vulnerable for you to get hit by shrapnel or other things picked up by the blast. Alright, that seems to have passed, so go there. That. Slowly dropping this all down. Okay. Good luck at your internship. I hope you learn a lot. And it is very educational for you. Yeah. Alright. There we go. Well, don't put yourself at risk for me. That's loading up. That's there. Alright. So we've got that spot which we're draining at the moment. That little spot which will be easy to deal with. Okay. And that spot. So 1, 2, 3. Not a problem. Almost got that fully dealt with, which is nice. And then we can start draining the tops of them again. Well, we already did to some extent. I do like the falling petals particle effect that they've now got going on. So I've got 1, 2, whole row. So 2 rows plus 6 more of the copper. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A bit over 2 rows of the iron and 2 stacks of the gold. Okay. So my perception that there's more copper than my perception that there's more copper than iron is probably wrong. Especially since we've been actually consuming some of the iron. Alright. Holes here. Yeah. Yeah. I think actually why there's more... a little bit more iron than copper in that one is I tend to mine the copper more than I mine... Sorry, tend to mine the iron more than I mine the copper. Just don't have much of a use for the copper. It's easy. Let's go like that. Clear this out. Oh, this is over here. All right. Sort of cracky, crasmy type thing. Crasm? Not really a word, but if it gives a meaning and people understand what I mean, I suppose it is a word. It's just more, it's not a standard word. All right. Push back through here. Oh. This, on the other hand, is big. Let's take that. Say wrong, understand right. Yeah, very true. Alright. Let's clear this out. I think before we tackle that one there. Oops. Just that. Alright. We'll go there. Ah. Face a little bit of that one. Let's go like that. We'll go here and here. Oh, back to the night time again. I suppose. Oh, well, that worked. Oh, let's get out. Here we go. Now, after draining that, I've got that spot and that spot and that spot. Okay, cool. Ah, really? Uh, I don't know. It probably varies from country to country. Uh, that's good of them. All right. Let's drain this out. I have to start with more sanding. This is massive. That. Yeah. Although you're going to find out that learning how to write a report is a very strong skill that will keep being relevant throughout both your university career and your working career. Go. Like that. Let's go like that. All right. We are pretty much done. All right. Hey, to write what your code does by showing it. Yep. That is a part of it. Although, sort of explaining its use cases and all of that. So much of good coding practices is documentation. It says we won't graduate, you'd have 2 internships. Ah, okay. That's probably something very course related. All right. Well, while we're waiting for that to dry out, it's probably a good opportunity for me to do some more stretches. Just have an eye on the screen to make sure I don't get hit by anything while I'm AFKing. And back from the stretches. All right. Got 2 more sponge to go. All right. Also noticing we are starting to run low on things. We're starting to run low on rockets, so I might have to head back to my main base to restock on rockets. All right. So that's the crack that we came out on, so we're going to have to drain behind that crack. We're going to fix this problem. All right, there. All right. Keep an eye on our oxygen levels. Quickly get refilled with air. Oh, was that a... Did I almost get hit by a trident? I think I almost got hit by a trident. Yes, I did. Wow. I got a Nautilus shell. Awesome. All right. Let's get the air back in me. So this area was apparently deep enough to allow those guys to spawn. I don't know if it's depth or... Hold on. There's some more of those. Ah! One step closer to the heart of the sea. I'm gonna get myself a bit of pork chop. We'll clear that out. Ow! Stop sneaking up on me. Thank you very much. And your friend's over there as well. Did you... Did you all spawn together, or did you send out a panic? There. Apparently, when zombies get injured, they actually can trigger the spawning of more zombies and recruit them across, which is used in copper farms. Alright. There we go. Oh. Go back like that. Alright. Alright. Now that's done. We can start using the sponge. Yeah. Just make sure. Got this going on. Once again, reminder of Shamanic Princess, which this one always reminds me of. That's good. Exercise is good. Alright. Let's rest here. Alright. You're returning to your designated hidey hole. Hello, Sergio. Welcome to the stream. We are drying out this area to help my carpet bombers remove everything. Yeah. That's why doctors often advise you to like progressively increase the amount of exercise you do, so you build up your strength. Don't do yourself an injury. Alright. Alright. I think we can be safe back here. Doctors also advise you to against swimming close to high explosives. Alright. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. All right. Put away some of this stuff. Oh, it dropped an entire copper ingot. That was nice of it. That's why they often use zombie farms as... Where did that scaffolding come from? Not sure. As sort of copper generators. All right, got a sponge there. Just do that. Oh, I've got another opening over there. That's a little concerning. We can clear that up. All right. Let's actually just go down that one. Yeah, does look like we've got a mine shaft there exposed. Excuse me. All right. Oh. Is it that? No, that's not it. Something did look like a mine shaft there. That little leak isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So. All right. But I am sure we're going to intersect with other interesting underground structures. We've already hit quite a few geodes. All right. Actually, at some point I should go and collect some more amethysts from those geodes. Probably fully stocked up now. All right. Ancient cities tend to spawn underneath mountains, and I don't think you can get an ancient city under a swamp. So thankfully we are safe from that. There we goes. was a waste. This tower in the middle is concerning. Let's do this. All right. That's better. Good. Keep going down by draining the tallest bit of water here, which is you. Then you. All right. That's... Oh. Come on. Just let me tackle this dewatering problem systematically. All right. Got that. Spot closeted back there. All right. Now hearing some more explosions. There it's sweeping by. All right. Actually thinking. Chuck that in there. Some more iron to tackle that. There we go. All right. Take that the other way. Let the sun come down. Although I have removed a few hills that will side that, so it might be more mountainous enough to do it. All right. There it goes. Let's go one last cycle of sponge removal, and then I might call it a night. Well, obviously it's a night. Well, for me it is anyway. Yeah. All right. Now, I think the next stream we might head home and restock our rockets amongst other things. All right. That's kind of irritating. Let's go there. Did that? Yeah, that reduced it. Excellent. Can go like that. Back along that way. This is... We're making nice progress. I like making progress. Progress is good. That's why games are so wonderful. that give you that feeling of making progress and accomplishing things. That's why I like sandboxy type games even more, since the accomplishments that you do get are of your own creation, and you're not just merely following a formula that the devs have already planned out. What's the next? Is there a punchline to the thing? How long does it take? 6 months? So I've seen things like that, and then the management proposes some way of doing it faster, and IT gives the quote of it taking longer through the half-assed measure. Just fill that in. Right. There. There. Alright. Oh, got it below that spot. I also noticed that I dried out that bit. So we've just got to get that through there. Alright, let's check if everything's parked. Ow, 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 ow. Yes, things are safely parked. Good. I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only got 6 more things. Ah! Getting some surgery, and I'm not sleeping the entire day now. Ah! I'm glad to hear you are in better health than you were. The progress and things in life is really nice. Thanks! Ah. Well, we've made quite a bit of progress on this. We've just got 6 more carpet bombings to go. And then we'll start on digging this down deeper. So I'll put these guys in here. Guy there. Sand away in the sandbox. Yeah. Alright. Make sure that's set up correctly. And we hit this button. Unfortunately, you arrived just as I was getting ready to go. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Tomorrow, we will be playing Summer RimWorld. So I hope you'll be able to join me for that. Yep, I will remember to stretch. Tomorrow, RimWorld. If it's the first time watching, then please remember to subscribe. And I hope to see everybody then. Goodbye, see you later.